Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you how to use the new 2K GIF generator. This will make GIFs in Second Life. It's the only way that uh, really is the tried and true method in Second Life, since it doesn't actually support the GIF file type. So first thing you're going to do is you need to go ahead and purchase the script from Burin and Fancy Decor, and then head over to the website, which is included in the documentation, and find yourself a GIF that you want to bring into Second Life. I have one ready, and you just drag it right here. The one I have is a very long GIF, so it has a lot of frames. Now this would come up very blurry in Second Life, so there's a few things we can do to make it more HD. The first thing we can do is click this button right here that says remove every other frame. What this does is it removes, just like it says, every other frame from the GIF. And basically you can click that until it doesn't look choppy. So if I click it once, that still looks pretty good. If I click it again, you can see the frame rate is a little bit lower, but you're gonna get better quality. This window here is just kind of a rough preview. The quality doesn't generally scale with it. I will say that the GIF that I'm starting with is pretty low quality just because it is such a long GIF. But I did want to show how longer GIFs can work in this. So I'm going to click undo remove because I do want it to be smoother. Okay, I like that. And this would be the image, and that's just way too many frames for one image. So I'm going to go over here to sprite sheets, and I'm going to bump it up. I'm going to bump it up to where there's about this many on one sheet. So this is going to have 9 textures in total. Now, 9 2048 textures might be a little rough loading in Second Life. You can either change it down to 2048, keep it 24 or 1024, or keep it 2048, or lower the sheets. Just know that if you're lowering the sheets or the output size, it is going to end up being a little bit more blurry. For the sake of demonstration, I'm just going to bump it up to 9 sheets because I already have the files uploaded in Second Life, so we'll just stick with that. The columns and rows will automatically be calculated for you. If you somehow mess this up and needed to go back to the automatic calculation, just click the auto layout button here. Otherwise, most of these settings are pretty self-explanatory. So background, this is going to change the background for pages where there's empty cells. So transparent will be transparent. So if you have a GIF that actually has transparencies in it, you would want to check that. I like to go for the solid ones when I don't need transparency, so we'll just go with black for this one. Actually, we'll go with white since the background is white. Frame order, generally you want it left to right. This will rotate it if you need to rotate it. Let's see, touch toggle. So if you check this, that means in Second Life, it will be touch to start and stop. That means that instead of just a GIF constantly playing all the time that you can't stop, this lets you be able to toggle it on and off if you want. Boomerang, this will play the GIF forward and then backward and then forward and backward. That can be useful for some non-themeless GIFs like maybe water ripples or something. Let's see, auto start, loop. I always keep loop on true, and then here you can choose the faces you want it to show up on your mesh. So real quick, I'm going to see which face that is on my mesh. You just right click and then go to and click edit and then go to select face. Click on the face you want it to appear on, and right here it'll say faces, and here we have 1. So I'm going to be putting it on face 1. So let's see, we'll uncheck face 0 and we'll put it on face 1. Okay. And that should be it for our first step. So go ahead and click next, download PNGs. Click download PNGs, continue to download, and it will download them all at once as separate files. And the next step is to upload it into upload your sheets into Second Life, and then we're going to paste them. So basically you just go into Second Life. I already have mine uploaded here. And we're going to copy the asset UUID of number 1 and paste it here on number 1. And you're going to repeat that for all of them. Okay, and then this last field here is the blank off texture. Basically, this is a UUID of the texture that you would want it to display when the GIF is not playing. That's if you went and checked on the toggle on and off, which on this one I didn't. So we'll just keep that blank for now. And then we're going to go ahead and click Next, Review Config. And this is where it tells you you need to create a note card named exactly Burin GIF config, and it is case sensitive. So just keep that in mind. If you want, you can click this and it'll copy that name for you for you to name your note card. Otherwise, you just click copy config. We go back into Second Life. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and open our config here. Paste that in. Save. And then in the object that we want it to go in, we're going to drag the config in and the script, let it load. Remember, it could take a bit for it to load the textures because they are 2048 textures. And there you have it. And for such a long GIF, this is pretty decent quality, believe it or not. For those of you who have messed with GIFs in Second Life, they lose quality really quickly. I went with a pretty extreme example showing a long GIF, and one where you can clearly see how smooth it is because we all know this dance, and we would know if it was skipping around a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I also wanted to add that I do plan on making a creator version of this that will have permissions where people can transfer it, that way it can be used in creators' creations. But for now, we'll just have this personal use version, and when the new version comes out, I will let you all know. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later.